Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time you're watching this, hope you're doing well, and welcome to the player ratings where Blackburn finished 1 and Nottingham Forest scored 4 goals, 4 brilliant goals, to be honest, and could have had a lot more with 27 odd shots on target, or on goal, should I say. Forest absolutely dominated the game. Look, at the end of the day, it was a second string Blackburn team. But I say you can only beat what's in front of you, and Forest make it through to the quarterfinals of, we're going to start calling it the Carabao Cup now, because I'm starting to care a little more about it. Guys, before we get into the player ratings, please don't forget to give the video a quick like, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And if you're a member or want to be a member, hit the join button down below for 99p. We'll be shouting out the members' scores as we go through. So let's get into it, and let's bring in the two grumpy old Reds with me. This is going to be slightly different. We're going to have a team consensus. We're going to have, yeah, Mark, don't worry, they're coming in. So let's jump into it and go into the player ratings. Gents.
Evening.
How are you boys?
Yeah, I think we're live, mate. I don't think
we are live. Yeah. So in the words of what was the woman on Big Brother? Please do not swear.
Oh, Davina McCall.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, that's it, Davina McCall. All right, so we're gonna get started, and the scoreline is there for all to see. Forest 4, Blackburn 1. You can't see; it's actually behind me. But anyway, Ez, where's Ant gone?
Yes, I'm here.
What we got to say about Hendo, mate? Because he didn't really have much to do tonight, did he?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the match stats, I got him up on screen. Didn't have much to do at all. Oh, sorry, that's not the right game. No, ignore that. But I think it was similar. But I think he had about 6 shots and about only a couple on target.
2 on target.
Yeah, 2 on target. He didn't have much to do. He looked solid. He couldn't really have done too much about their goal, so nothing to blame. Distribution was good today. I thought the players got into positions for him, and he did what he had to do, mate. So nothing spectacular, steady Eddie, and yeah. Do you want to score? Do you want
it's called player ratings, mate. What are you giving him out of 10?
No, do you want my rating? Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, hit the rating.
Right, I will give him 6 out of 10. He had nothing to do. He didn't do anything wrong. 6 out of 10, I think, for me.
All right, that's pretty harsh. And
do you want to chime in? Harsh.
Where is he?
He's here.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got to make the dramatic entrance, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got his pants on, though.
It's difficult because he did what he had to do. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do anything spectacular. I mean, if we say 6 is an average, that's pretty much what it seems wrong to only give him a 6.
I feel it's a little low. I've got him as a 7.
Yeah, I'll go for a 7, yeah.
Ez, you happy to go the majority?
Yeah.
He didn't make any clangers. It's not his fault he didn't have much to do.
Yeah,
no, that's what criticism.
That's what I was saying. It seems not... It seems like...
Let's have a quick run through what the members are saying. If you want your score shouted out, hit that join button. It's only 99p.
It's for the EastEnders, isn't it?
All right, Tim's giving him a 5. Simon F is giving him a 7. Could have moved a bit. Chock-a-Block a 6. Mark's giving him a 6. Dino's giving him a 6. Nothing to do. 6 from Owen. Say it is Owen, isn't it? Yeah, 6 needs better distribution still. Dino says Ant's putting his pants back on. Watch the game on the radio. Peter's giving him a 10 out of 10. Watch the game. Joe's giving Hendo a 6. And Sharky's giving him a 7. Chock-a-Block, 6 is base, standard, not 7. Kel's giving him a 7. I know 6 is the base, but like that's what you start from. If he did something bad, you'd go down. If he didn't do anything, I just feel a bit of time it goes. I think 7 is fair. I do agree with Tim. I would rather have seen Hennessy in there, but we can't control that, unfortunately. All right, let's move on to the right back into Williams. Ant, you want to kick us off with Nico?
I think he played well. Put in some good tackles. He actually passed the ball quite well as well. I'd go 7.
Okay. Is that it? Ez?
I wouldn't disagree with that. A solid 7, mate. I thought he did everything he needed to do. Got forward when he could. His shooting still needs a bit of work, as it has been the case.
He had a good chance in the first half, wasn't it? Towards the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. A bit more composure. He could have really tested the goalkeeper there. So I think he's done well. He had a decent World Cup, but I think in the league game we'll probably see Aurier come back in. So just a run out for him, I think, more than anything else. But he didn't disgrace himself at all.
But you giving him a 7 as well? I think 7.
Yeah, 7.
I think 7 for me as well. I thought he was solid. Again, I mean, we can only judge it against the team we played out with. Blackburn were crap, man. But I think 7's quite fair. Let's quickly shout out the member scores. We starting with Mark's giving him a 7. Brian's giving him a 7. Owen's saying Nico had a good game. I don't know why that spelling throws me, Owen. I really don't. Chocoblock says 7. Sharky giving him a 7. Dino giving him an 8, saying great first half. Tim giving him a 7. Peter giving him an 8. And Simon's giving him a 7.5. Kel a 7. Southpaw 6.5. Played okay. Miski giving him a 6. Didn't notice him bar his over the bar conversion. Harry Kane would have been proud. Joe's giving him a 7. If Dino gets a 7 for doing nothing, has to be higher. And Tim's giving him a 6. All right. You don't need to mute when you start chatting crap between yourselves, man.
Sorry, mate.
All right. Apology accepted. As we say, Edson, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Guys, please do hit that like button. There's over 120 of you in here already, and we're just getting warmed up. And we're going to warm up with our captain next, Worrall. Ez, thoughts on Worrall today?
Yeah. Well, I thought he was at fault for their goal. I thought he was slow to get out and got beaten out of the near post, which he shouldn't have been really. But I thought was his only mistake in the game. It didn't cost us more than the goal. You know, it didn't cost us the win or anything like that. So other than that, probably a 6.5. And it would have probably been a 7.5 if he wasn't at fault for the goal. So 6.5 for me.
And in the game, you were saying he was not at fault for the goal.
No,
changed your mind.
On reflection, yeah. When I saw the replay, a better defender would have probably made a better effort again to the ball.
He didn't really read it, did he? He didn't read the situation. Yeah.
I mean, I would give him a 6 myself.
I would as well. And I'm slightly worried against a more formidable attack in the Premier League.
Yeah, he might struggle against Alan Shearer.
I do, but we can only judge on what we got in front of us today. I think a 6 is quite fair. Look, it didn't impact the result at all. It does leave a slight niggling question mark.
And the booking he got, the foul he committed was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a bad foul. So it's little mistakes like that you're right will cost us. You know, and it will cost us goals. It cost us a goal today. But his tackle that got him booked was just ridiculous. You know,
it just adds to the lack of composure he's got sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what he's got. When you say about players that have got a mistake in him, he's got a mistake in him. You know, and that's the kind of thing that will cost you in bigger games. You know, against better teams.
Yeah, we're getting some mixed numbers here from the chat. Dino's saying he's giving him a 6. Simon's giving him a 6. Mark's giving him a 7. I think 7 is a bit too high. Brian's giving him a 6. Peter's saying 6.5 for trying hard. Tim's saying 6. Owen is saying 6. Worrall went to sleep for their set piece. I agree with that. Southpaw's giving him a 5.5. Andy's saying 5. Sorry, not good enough. I do have a worry in my mind about Worrall. Can you mute? Simon's saying problem is. Hit the mute button and chat all you want, man. Bloody hell.
No, it's the way you set it up on his iPad. I don't know where the mute button is.
Anyway, Simon's saying, problem is that if Hendo's a 7, everyone needs to be the same or higher, as they had far more to do. Man, you lot are holding us to account on that Hendo 7, aren't you? Tommy's giving him a 5. Mark saying, forgot the booking incident, revised to a 6. Chaka giving him a 5. Kel giving him a 6. Sharpie giving him a 6. Tim saying Worrall gets a 6. He moves like a 34-year-old. And Bobby's giving Worrall a 4. Interesting. Okay, well, let's move on to his partner in crime, who is Boly. Now, watch, they're on mute, and they'll forget to unmute when I turn to them. So let's go to Ant with Boly first. Ant, Bollywood, Big Willie. I knew it. I'm dealing with amateurs. Amateurs I'm dealing with. Seriously. Guys in the chat, get your Boly things in while they figure out how to press a mute button.
Oh, no, we're back.
Thank you. And Boly.
Wow, he's a monster. I'll give him a 7.
You think?
I think of the defenders, I think he was the most solid.
Yeah, but was he
I'd give him
solid?
a little better. I'll go 7.5 for me. 7.5. Like I said, no. I would have given Worrall a 7.5 if he wasn't at fault for the goal and his booking. So that cost him 2.5 points. So 7.5 for Boly. I think he looked huge for a start. He looked solid. They really didn't trouble him. To
be honest, the difficulty with giving ratings to the back 4 or 5, if you include the keeper, is that they didn't have that much to do. So
yeah, I know. So I think he's a 6. He's just played fine. But then did we give Worrall a 6?
I thought he was better. I thought he was better than
He
Worrall.
was better than Worrall. Maybe Worrall should have been a 5 and him a 6.
No, then that's too harsh on Worrall.
It's not too harsh on
Bear
Worrall.
in mind, okay, so 3 games in a row he stuck with this central 2. More than likely he's going to go with them in my new game.
Yeah, but I'm just saying now, if you look at Worrall, the clumsy penalty giveaway against Palace, which we've all forgotten about. Now this.
I thought that was harsh. I don't think that was a penalty.
That was a stonewaller, man. He fouled him twice.
No, I think players like Salah, De Bruyne, and Zaha get those penalties, but I don't think half of other strikers will get those penalties.
We're just going to have to meet in a minute. Let's go Boly 6.5. We'll combine our scores and go 6.5. And then my OCD is going to do my head in right here. So I'm just going to put it there. 6.5. I'm taking the executive decision. Let's see what the guys in the chat are saying. Simon's giving Cook a 10. I'm assuming for not playing. Peter's saying 6 for Boly. Mark's saying 6 for Boly. Tim's saying Boly gets a 5 scared every time he gets the ball. Brian's saying 6. Bobby's saying 6. Kel's giving him a 7. Andy's saying solid 6. The Nella Dan 5 for a 6. Boly gets a stiff 5 from Southpaw. 6.5 from Dino. Good in the air. And then Pat saying been on the bong. Boly don't like being put under pressure in possession at the back, says Mark. Owen saying 6 for Boly. And I think we're caught up with the members. If you want to be shouted out, just hit that join button. It's only 99p and you'll get all those emojis as well. Next would be Toffolo. As Toffolo, I'll be honest, I didn't notice him too much. I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way. I'd agree with you. He had a couple of opportunities, got a couple of decent crosses in the second half. First half was, again, I don't think they threatened us. I don't think he had too much to do. But I don't think he played bad. So you wouldn't really give him a low score on anything other than, I'd probably say 6. Again, 6.5 possibly. Yeah, I'll go 6.5 for Toffs.
Did you notice him, man?
A little bit. Well, more when he went forward than defending, because as I say, they didn't
There's
really have
nothing
much
to do. Yeah.
And I'd probably go with 6.5 as well.
Oh, for God's sake, man. I'd probably go 6.5 as well. Now I'm going to get OCD.
You get like 8.5s on that.
It's just, I quite like when you don't notice a defender in a match in a good way. Sometimes you don't notice them in a bad way. But maybe he should have been able to progress up the pitch more and get a bit more overlapping done, if you want to be really
I think he did a bit more in the
him.
second half from that point of view. And he did get some decent crosses in, to be fair. But the first half, no, hardly noticed him.
But like I say, you won't notice a defender if he's not got a lot of flying into tackles and that sort of thing. You're not going to notice them, are you? And they didn't have to do that, so it's difficult. So
I think 6.5. Really. We all agreed 6.5, quite fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So let's see what the chat is saying on Toffolo. Mark's giving him 6.5. Andy saying 7. Good tonight. Pete's giving him a 6. Dean saying 6. Nothing else to say. Yeah, kind of our feelings on it. Kel's giving him a 6. Bobby saying 7, but Ling's a 10. Bobby with his Lingard. Tim saying 6 is fair. British Preparation Centre saying Wolverine. I saw a Steve Cooper lookalike in Blidworth Woods last night, looking like it was dogging meeting up. Okay. Brian's saying a 7.
Ridiculous.
Simon F saying, do we get to rate Ant and Ez? 7. Both lost a point for delayed stream reactions, says Simon. We will do an Ant and Ez rating at the end. Scored lower than the goalkeeper, says Joe. He has a good point. Maybe we bring Henderson down to a 6. We'll review. Owen saying Lings is not a 10 for one good pass and a deflected lucky strike. Thank you. And I think I've shouted out all the members there. All right, so that's the back line. I kind of wanted to whiz through it because it wasn't really that relevant in the game today. Let's go on to the midfield and the attack, where we probably will have some debates on the scores here. Who's up next first from you two? Who did I go to last? I think it's
and
Yatesy.
It's not come to be first once.
Oh, okay, go to
and he's getting all touchy now.
Right.
And Yatesy.
So Yatesy, probably did. Now I'm going to say something controversial here because
you're going to sit up.
Yeah, you don't always get, particularly with players like Yatesy, you don't always appreciate what they're doing throughout the match when you're not at the game, because they do a lot of stuff off the ball that the cameras don't catch. That's my way of saying I didn't really see him do a lot, so 6.5. But that's not to say that the people that went to the game, they might come back and say, he was all over, he was everywhere. Because I've done, we've done that ourselves.
We've had this discussion because Yates is different in person to on TV by a mile. Because he doesn't get captured on the TV screen. And I do agree with what you're saying. Didn't see too much of him. No mistakes, no nothing like that. Solid average. I'd say solid average 6, really.
Saying 7s, so I think
I probably agree with that.
That probably says all you need to know.
Yeah.
What are you saying is?
Yeah, solid 7 for me, mate. I don't think he did anything bad. I don't think it was really the type of performance where he's gonna stand out in. He kept it tidy. They didn't get through. He's part of that. They didn't create many chances. He's part of the reason why. So he did his job solidly. He didn't really get forward and threaten going forward, but I don't think that was his role today. So solid 7, mate, for me.
All right, we'll go with 7. I think it's somewhere between a 6 and a 7. I'm prepared to bow to the majority on this one. We'll put him up for 7. That's Yatesy up there on the 7. And then we move on across. Well, let me see what the chat is saying. Always interesting to see the thoughts of everyone else. Blah, 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 blah. Before we go into that, Matt Han, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Macaulay Liam, thank you so much for subscribing as well. Guys, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so for Yatesy, Dino saying poorest game of the season, a 6. Andrew saying 5. I'm biased. Owen saying 7. Yates was solid. Could do better on the ball still. Peter giving him a 7 all day long. Mark saying 7. Brian saying 7. There was 6,576 at the game. Hit the freaking mute button. Andy saying 6 average score. Southpaw saying 7. Joe saying surely can't mark Toffolo down for doing nothing and then mark the midfielder higher. Joe, mate, do you really think we use logic, bro? Do you really think logic comes into this? Simon saying, Ant's right. Players do more off the ball. Not man of the match this time, as that's reserved for Pinball Wizard. 7 from Simon.
Pinball Wizard.
All right, over to... Oh, it wasn't O'Brien. It was Mangala, wasn't it? Okay, let me bring Mangala up. My bad. And look, Ez, I would come to you, but grumpy old red there. No, I don't want to offend you, mate. I'm going to give you 2 here. So go on, Mangala. Because Mangala, there was a few comments in the chat where people were saying he played crap. What did you think, Ant?
I don't think he played crap. Again, I would probably go 7, but I do have a Mangala agenda. I love the guy, and I'm fully aware that.
Can I just say, like, don't give your score at the start. You got to build up the suspense to it, mate. Have some like presentation qualities about you, mate. 7. God.
Well, it's because, again, there's not that much to say about him, is there? He wasn't a major influence on the match, but what he did, I personally think he did pretty well. He got back well, and like I say, I love the guy, so I'd probably give him a 7 if he crapped on the pitch, you know.
Okay. Solid 7.
So that's a 7.
That was a solid 7, isn't it? Your reaction, mate.
Let's take over.
Oh God, what's happened to him?
Well, Ez will give his opinion on
I think Mangala did all right. Didn't really pull up any trees. Linked the play as well as he could do. Kept the ball moving, and that's what he does when he's playing well. So him and Foyler, I think, first time we've really seen. I think that is the first time we've seen them together, and I thought we looked good together. Again, I go back to the point. How many chances did Blackburn create in open play? I can't remember any. So the midfielders as a whole did their job, and I think Mangala was part of that. I'd probably give him around the 7 as well, mate, to be honest. We'll wait till you come back, but I'll fill in more time.
Well, we can look in the chat. Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Yeah, so, thanks for choking me. Yeah, I'm good now. Thanks. Appreciate it. I agree. I thought he was solid, and he gets around the pitch. That's what I like about him. In the right place at the right time. That's why he's so important to us in the second half of the season. I think he's a 7, mate. Are you guys good with 7?
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah. All right, guys in the chat, what are you lot saying? There's 150 of you in here. Please do hit the like button. Don't forget. Okay, let's have a look where the guys in. Let me scroll up. We got Simon saying Ant's right, players. Oh no, we've read that one. Sorry. Dino saying I bet Dot and Pat got high on TV. Peter saying, is this an Xmas Blooper edition? Yeah, it's full of it. We'll do a highlights reel as well.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what stream he's watching, mate.
All right, Mark saying 7. Owen saying 6. Mangala looked untidy today at times. Dino saying quiet tonight, 6.5. I told you there was some differing opinions in the chat. Nella Dan saying Rusty, 6 to 7 max. Did what he needed, says Sharky with a 7. Tommy's giving all the midfielders a 6. Bobby saying Mangala 100%. Andy's giving him a 7. Set presence in midfield. Stefan saying he's not the quickest. I think he's quite sharp around the pitch. Do you guys think he's slow?
I've never noticed
slow. Yeah,
I've never noticed lack of pace myself.
No, I don't. I've not seen him outrun by anyone. I don't think seen him caught out of position too many times. So I probably wouldn't agree with that. But then
everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. Southpaw's saying Mangala not himself tonight. That hustle wasn't there. He's giving him a 6. Joe's saying justice for Toffolo. He's not letting it go, man. Tim saying worst game in a Forest shirt, 5, and that's generous because I also like the fella. I'm telling you, man. Did we miss something?
Possibly.
Yeah, probably.
Did you see us during that stream?
I don't know. Are you guys into the second half yet? Maybe I had a bad second half.
I wish you scored a burler, mate. Beautiful.
Misky giving him a 7. Misky's saying 7. Need a few games in the CDM position, see him as his best. I think that would be very interesting. A couple more to shout out. Brian saying 6. Peter saying 6. Owen saying he didn't play well today to his standards. Mark saying a poo solid 7 for Mangala. You two look great together, says Dino. And Omar is saying it's the first time we've been in the quarter since 1994. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I asked that question to the chat while you were choking, and that's what we came back with. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, I thought it'd been quite a while since we've.
1994.
Yeah, hell of a long time.
Yeah.
And
Simon said,
that's when we were a good side. Yeah.
Simon says we battered them tonight. A lot of the reason for that was off the ball 7. Mark saying, Forest Dan, have you done Ez's hot water bottle yet?
No, my missus getting that ready, mate. But yeah.
Owen said he got caught down the right flank a few times. And Nanella Dan says, I really don't think he played that well. You guys must have been off with the fairies. I told you there was a mix. Mate, I am definitely biased towards him because I think he's quality.
I think I'll start off by fully, saying that I'm biased towards him. So
yeah, I think you did.
I need you to be objective on this channel, mate.
Can I just say about the comments about he didn't have his usual hustle? I agree, but I don't think it was that kind of game. I don't think they were about us enough for him to look that busy. But he did his job. He linked up the play, him and Mangala. I think that is the first time we've seen them together in a competitive game, isn't it, Wolverine? And I think they look good together. So it's something we've been asking for a while. We're seeing it now. So
I think part of the reason why it's a little bit difficult to judge some of the players is because it wasn't a difficult game for us.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it's hard to give players 8s and 9s when they're playing against poor opposition, and so you kind of go with the average, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm so unorganised. I've just noticed that I gave Blackburn the win. So, whoops.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, really.
Yeah.
My bad. Anyway, okay, let's move it forward. Ez, I'm coming back to you this time. He can cry all he wants. Jono, boy Jono, you gave him the pep talk a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I won't give up on Jono. I think he is our star man. On form, he's our star man. Best performance I've seen from him, I was going to say for a while, but all season. All season. That's the most complete performance I've seen from him. His shooting, his link-up play, his crossing, his pace, his trickery on the wing. Really, really impressed with it. Yes, you got to take, as we have done with every other player, you got to look at the opposition as well and score him accordingly. So for that reason, I don't know if you want. No, I'm not going to say that yet.
Let's say what Anne says, and then we'll.
I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, don't save the score.
Yeah.
And best performance from Jono in a Forest shirt this season?
Yeah, I thought it was really encouraging because that's the Jono we want to see. One with some confidence, one that can take the ball on. So the way he skipped past a couple of defenders tonight was fantastic.
Yeah.
Won us the penalty, obviously. Scored a fabulous goal. Really good performance.
Could have had another penalty.
That was stone cold, mate.
Yeah, and it's very encouraging. I will. Sorry to be a bit of I will say again, the opposition wasn't the best. Yeah, you do have to be realistic, but it was a good performance, and I would. Do you want the score?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'd give him an 8.
Okay.
Well, 8.5 maybe. To be fair.
Well, do you think there's a Scarpa impact here?
Yeah, I think it possibly is. I think it possibly is.
Dino's mentioned it, yeah.
As I mentioned in the live stream, but I think that has to be the case. You've got the players coming in. Cooper will only bring in, obviously Scarpa is a different matter because the deal was arranged before the season started. But anyone else coming in now, it's got to be better than we've already got. And that is, one, to get somebody in better than we've already got, and number 2, to push the players behind him. And I think if Scarpa doesn't do that for players like Brennan, then it's not really achieving the goal because Brennan hasn't been the Brennan of last season so far.
Yeah.
But I did predict that I felt that he was trying to keep his powder dry for the World Cup. The World Cup didn't really pan out. He didn't get the game time, in my opinion, that he deserves. But I think he would have made a good enough impact for Wales. But he's come back and he's got a point to prove because there was a lot of. It's one of those, Yates, he gets a lot of stick. Brennan started to get a lot of stick from some of the fans, from Portugal fans, and I don't think it's entirely been his fault. I think he's been played out of position. I don't think that we've got the best out of him, and I don't think in his head he's been in the right place. But I think he's come back, and he's come back with something to prove. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what impact he can play for Forest going forward.
I think he was brilliant. I think he was Jono of last season. It's good to see. I want to see that performance in the Premier League. Yeah. And you touched on it. Yeah, the opponents are crap. Yeah, you can only beat what's in front of you. But if he can play like that in the Premier League, he's going to scare a lot of defenders. He really is. And the question is now, with Man U, he needs to perform against Man U if he gets picked. And then where does Scarpa fit into all of this? It's going to be very, very interesting. I think
competition goes both ways because Scarpa's not guaranteed the start. So Scarpa's also should be thinking, who do I have to get past to get into this team?
Yeah.
You know, if he's not if he's not Cooper's first choice when he's available, then he needs to see what the competition is and again act accordingly, up his game. Whether it's be in training, won't it, without him getting any game time. But yeah, it works both ways, mate. So they've got to bring out the best of each other.
We'll go with an 8.5, I think. That's fair, yeah. Let's see what the chat is saying. The chat, let's have a look here. I'm going to pick it up from... While I'm picking up, guys, we're on 47 likes with 165 of you in here. Please do hit that like button if you'd be so kind. It's completely free to do. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Pick it up from Sharky. Sharky saying Jono 7.999. Tim's giving him an 8. Southpaw saying, as we get 5 gifted memberships from Dino. That's so kind of you, Dino. Thank you so much. And those who just received the memberships from Dino, please thank Dino. That's huge. Tony Parr, congratulations. Nick Brailsford, congratulations. NFFC, congratulations. Gareth Watson, congratulations as well. Yeah. And Daryl Porter, congratulations. He's always in the comments. So congratulations on becoming a member. Give Dino some hearts, guys, in the chat.
Dino's a legend, guys. He's an absolute legend.
Absolute legend. And as they all pop through NFFC England, there's the official confirmation on it. Thank you so much, Dino. It's way too generous of you. Yeah. Dino's giving, and speaking of Dino, he's giving him man of the match 9 as well. Nella Dan giving him a 9. Pete saying bless him a stiff 8. Brian's giving him a 9 blinder today. Andy saying a 9 as well. Bad tackle and kept going man of the match for Andy. Dino saying, yeah, scared of Scarpa taking his position. Mark says, looks like Doors match vlog will only contain game footage from the second half. Southpaw saying, Jono played well against second string championship team. Should be expected. Owen saying, Jono was superb tonight at 9. Bobby saying, Jono at 9. Mark saying, Jono at 9 took a couple of knocks. Dino saying, we need to get Sarah Adams on. She talks too much sense. She does. She's very good, isn't she? Joe says, Jono man of the match, some questionable decisions in front of goal that could make or break in the Prem, but quality performance 9 out of 10 based on previous scores. He's referring to Toffolo probably again. Southpaw giving him a 7. I think that's a little harsh, but each to their own opinion. Owen saying, don't forget Brennan has proven himself against championship defense. The Prem is totally different. The defenders have to have pace to match. It's a very good point. It really is.
Kind of why I've given him less. That's why I've given. And if I was against a Premier League team, that performance, it would have been a 9.5, maybe even a 10 out of 10. But 8.5 purely for the because I've got we put that proviso in when we were scoring the rest of them. That's why I don't think it's fair to then give him 10 out of 10 because you know he scored a couple of goals. So yeah, 8.5. That's why that's how I came to that score. To be fair.
Fair enough. Stefan giving him a 9, and just to finish off, Jason saying, got my J-Lings goal. I predicted that Cooper didn't get his. And that brings us on to J-Lings. And you can start us off.
Yeah, I thought you played well. And scored a magnificent free kick. Not many players can score goals like that. And for that reason alone is worth an 8, and that's what I shall give him.
Okay, interesting. Rads, not Rads. Sorry. Do go and subscribe to Rads. I don't know why Rads is on my mind.
It's because we talked about Lingard.
I know his camera's good, but I ain't that white, mate.
It's because we're talking about Lingard, isn't it? Rads, love you if you're in the chat. I hope you're well. Please go subscribe to Rads.
Sorry, Rads. Yeah, I'd say that. Lingard. Again, good performance. Influenced the game, no doubt about it. Did what he had to do. Played in that number 10 role and looked good against the opposition as it was. You know, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. You can shake your head as much as you want, mate. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. I think he's
smart.
Yeah, I know, but he's still got that face on him, hasn't he? But yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, mate.
Mate, he got a bubble goal. He got a nice assist, which had a bubble on it as well. Did he do too much else?
He's put the ball through for Brennan Johnson's penalty. He did. You can count that as an assist.
That was Jono did the work for that one.
Put the ball through for Awoniyi as well.
Yeah, he did. So that's 2 assists and a cracking free kick that pinged in where it went to the only place the goalkeeper couldn't have saved it. So that's a goal.
Look, what I will say, he played well against shit opposition. You'd expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me finish my sentence before you jump down my throat.
So is that what you said about Jono then? He played well against shit.
Are you going to let me finish my sentence? Are you going to let me finish my sentence?
No. You're chatting shit.
You don't take over again then.
Well, you having another coughing fit? No, genuinely, you can't. If you're going to be harsh on him for the sake of being harsh on him, then you're not giving a right. Yeah, he literally has gone. Okay, well, he's not making.
How am I being harsh on him? What have I said that's I haven't even finished my sentence yet, and you're saying I'm being harsh on him.
You said against shit opposition.
Yeah.
Is that harsh on him or the opposition?
You didn't say about Jono.
Yeah, you didn't say about Jono.
Yes.
You didn't say about Mangala.
Literally, I said my worry is about in the Premier League with Jono.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, but when you say against shit opposition, that's belittling.
Well, I'm not exactly. I don't want to repeat my words. We got to keep this flowing. You haven't even let me finish my sentence, have you?
Finish it.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say now.
Yeah, well, it can't have been that important anyway.
All right. Anyway, I think his free kick was lucky. Yeah. I think his general play was decent, but I am not going to suddenly get on this J-Lings bandwagon and think, oh, we've beaten crappy. No, it's more like that, mate. It's more like that one.
No, but you know what? End of the day, I don't think he's going to be a starter in the Premier League, especially when Scarpini is available. I don't think he'll be a starter. You still think? I think possibly if he's going to play him ahead of Dennis, but I think actually he's going to bring Dennis in for the Man U game. I genuinely think he will. I don't think Cooper's going to use the sentiment of Lingard playing against this team before. He's dropped him before, and we've seen him do it, and we've seen it be effective because it eventually brought best out of him.
Against bigger teams, Cooper loves to go to false nine.
Many years ago, I used to be in the Trent end, and this guy, for some reason, hated Kevin Campbell. And Kevin Campbell got a hat-trick against for us. And every time I looked at him, he was like that. And he's like, what? I know that. You could hate him. And I was thinking, are you mental? It's Forest. He's a Forest player. He's going to Forest. Don't get like that. It's not a nice
I ain't like that. I'm just not going up here onto cloud 9 because of what he performed in the cup.
Right, okay. So if you're giving the opposite, so where have I gone over top? Where has Am gone over top?
Have I said you've gone over the top? Well. You didn't even let me finish my sentence.
Yeah, honestly, he's like Speaker's Corner.
You didn't let me finish my goddamn sentence. That's what happened. Yeah. For me, he was somewhere like 7.5. That was for me.
How far is that off my 8? How's that like a million miles off my 8?
Did I say it was a million miles off it? Did I say it was a million miles? Or did I just say that's where I put him? You guys didn't even let me finish my sentence.
Anyway,
I forgot what you guys scored about. What did you score him as? 8.
8.
And he went 8.
Half a point off yours.
All right, so we'll go 7.75. All right, we'll go 8. We'll go 8. Okay, 8 for Lingard. This is going to be fun seeing what the chat is saying. This is going to be fun. Hold on.
Have we got 162 in the chat, mate? Or how many have we got watching? That looks amazing.
We got 164 and 63 likes. Literally 100 people haven't hit the like button yet.
Guys, what's going on? We're not coming back if you don't want us.
They'll never hit the like if you...
Actually, if you want Ez and Ant to never come back, please hit the like button.
Yeah, either way, just hit the like button. It's not...
Yeah, if you want to get rid of me, just hit the like button. I'll go as well. All right. Anyway, where did we get to? Where did we get to? Let me read the chat. The sensible people in here. Mark's giving Lingard an 8. Nella Dan is saying solid 9 for J-Links. Goal, assist, wonderful passing. Peter saying solid 8. Tommy's saying 2 deflections. Thank you, Tommy. Ant must be drunk. He's always drunk. Brian says 8. Try so hard, but not going for him at times. Joe's saying Ling's an 8 with the goal and assist. Good service into the box. 2 with the emoji. Sharky's giving Lingard an 8.5. Not bad at all. He's turning towards a Lingard fan these days. Owen saying 8 for Lingard. I'm sorry, MG Dub is still better. Thank you. Sarah's giving him an 8.5. Southpaw's giving him a 7. Brian's giving Lingard an 8. Sharky giving Lingard an 8.5. So you're giving 2 scores there. Dino 7.5. Dino's giving him a 7.5. God help you that you get it. God help you that give him man of the match.
Dino.
See through the hype. The goal was like pinball. He has secured the next 10 games under Cooper, though. Hurts me to have to give him the score as he has an assist. It really does hurt him. We know. Peter says 1 goal, 1 assist. Bobby saying man of the match 10 plus with 4 emojis. Bobby sticking to the goal scoring line. Tim saying Lingard gets a 3. A shambolic performance. His celebration was repulsive considering the luck of the free kick. Not fit to lace Scarpinia's boots. Interesting. Stefan saying Wolverine Lingard's an 8.5. Omai gave him an 8. Southpaw saying the only obstacle Scarpa will face is Cooper. Mark saying Wolverine just be happy that he's had another half decent game. We need him to be on it for the second half of the season. I didn't score him badly, man. He's just not a starter for me. That's all. Andy's saying 8 for me. Peter's saying 5. They're lucky I'm not in the room with them. Owen saying Lingard has done all right, but no one knows his best position. I don't think he knows his best position. He still doesn't grab games by the scruff of the neck, I think he means. As an experienced high earner, he needs to be doing more. That is so spot on. You have to hold him to a higher standard. You really do.
Okay. Are we rating him over the season, or are we rating him on this game? Because if you're rating him on this game, those comments don't make any sense whatsoever.
Why? They can say what they want. Their comments do make sense.
And we won 4-1. I don't know why there's any negativity about Lingard in this sense.
Who's been negative?
What
did I say that was negative?
Your chat's dog.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think he's the player we spent most time talking about. Yeah. And I think actually he's probably, if it hadn't been for Brennan getting his second goal, Lingard was my man of the match. So I don't know what.
Okay. All right, we'll get on to man of the match in a minute. Chris says 8 today. Still can't warm to him though. There is a split on Lingard in the fan base, whether you lot like it or not.
No, I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying if we're giving our scores based on this game. We're not giving our scores based on the whole season and what he's done previously.
Not giving our scores on whether I like the guy or dislike the guy or whether he does this.
I don't dislike the guy. I don't think he's a good footballer.
I wouldn't start him in the league. I've said this before. I'd only start him in the cup games. I'd bring him on in the league.
All right. Time out. You know the easiest thing to do is take him off the screen. And we go to Awoniyi. And I can't find him. There. Awoniyi. I can't remember whose turn it is. And Ez's voice did my head in, and you go.
Ez is on a roll. I loved Clivo tonight. I thought he was great. I thought that he started to show what he's capable of. Scored a proper goal.
With his foot.
No bubbles,
no rebounds, no deflections. I was very encouraged, and I hope that we see him playing that role on a regular basis, because we need, in my opinion, we need a striker for most games anyway. And I think that he's our best striker. It's quite simple, really, isn't it?
Can I just add something, just to shut you up for a second, right? That goal is the ball that should be played to him 5 or 6 times in a match. That ball in behind, he ran around the ball, got himself, opened his body up, slots it home with his foot, not even his shin this time. Beautiful goal. That was probably, I was going to say my favourite goal of the night, but Brennan's finish was ridiculous.
But it was probably the most typical.
Oh, you shut up. I'm not coming to you. Ant needs to finish. Go on, Ant.
Well, I was just going to say, we've been saying that all season, that people have been criticising him when the poor bloke's not had the opportunity to play the game that he was brought to play, or certainly the game that he was playing last season where he got all his goals. We've said that all along. It's not a Keenan Davis, you know, and tonight that ball from Jesse Lingard was beautifully put through behind the defender. He turned that in fact, he didn't actually need to do much to actually hold that defender off. And the finish was cool, calm, and collected. What more do you want? 8.
8, okay. All right, Ez, I've forgiven you now. You can come back in.
I'm forgiving you. No, I'm checking.
I get this all the time with these two.
Again, another solid performance. I think he did really well to get in behind plays. He was mobile. He caused them trouble. He's still one of those where his strike rate's not going to be so. He's not going to be prolific in terms of shots per goals per shot. I think he probably had about 4 or 5 shots today. Scored 1 goal, but he's getting in those positions, and that is the key. If it's going to take him 5 shots to get a goal, at least he's getting 5 shots. At least he's getting in a position to get those opportunities. So I'm happy with his performance today. It was really. I think he. Oh yeah, no, Surridge did come and take him off eventually, didn't he? With 10 minutes to go, they got a majority of that game. 80 minutes in his legs. I think he needs a line well. Took his goal well. I would give him. I'm going to be a little bit awkward. No, you're not going to like it. I'm not going to do that then. But yeah, just for me, he was slightly better than Lingard, just a little less than Brennan for me. So I would have said 8.25, but that is going to get your OCD through.
Big time.
So let's do it. 8.25 I was going to go with. But I'll go with an 8 then. I'll give him a solid 8.
He's getting an 8. I think he's still got klutz touches, hasn't he? Like the shinny touches were still there to be seen, but the finishing improved tonight, and the positional play and the fact that we're playing with a number 9 makes a difference to the rest of the team. Like there's someone to aim at, there's someone to slip through. It makes a huge difference playing the number 9. So for me, although he's still not the greatest striker, he is a striker. And he was in the right positions. They really seriously need to work on his first and second touch, because he can't dribble the ball. He can run onto a ball. But against opposition with this crap defense, he was absolutely fine and ate him alive. So I think an 8 is the fair score for him. But against Prem, he really needs to work on his first and second touches if he's going to be successful for me. Let's have a quick run through of what the members are saying. Don't forget, if you want your score shouted out, please hit that join button. Only 99p, and we'll be shouting out your scores. Dino saying, Ez, wake up in the morning and watch him again. He was talking about Lingard, I think, there. Bobby saying, Awoniyi a 7. Omai giving him a 7. Mark saying 8.5. Dino saying 9. Dino saying, no, he's talking to someone else there. Sharky giving him 7.5 for smiling. Peter saying, love him, 8.5. Dino giving him a 7. Joe saying, Big T gets a 7/8, solid performance. Tim saying, Taiwo very clumsy, did take the goal well, only a 6 because I hate the way he laughs every time he misses, which is often. Chris saying, solid 8, needs a run of games. I think that is a good point. He definitely needs a run of games. Peter's ribs are hurting him, don't know why. Southpaw says, Big T didn't need his knee, 6.5. I like that rhyme. Owen saying Taiwo did well, 7, missed some half chances before, but still played well. Yeah, he shinned one into the post, didn't he, in the second half? Mark says, I've been saying all along that we need to start him every game and the goals will continue to come. Showed a really good turn of pace tonight. Peter saying, where are the likes? Where are they? We are 16 away from 100. Please do hit that like button, guys. And we've got like 150 odd of you in here. Andy's giving him an 8, more to come if he gets more, if he gets played to his, if we play to his strengths. And saying, I still believe in Surridge, got the assist, even though he had minutes on the, that was a lovely cut he did. DJ saying, need to replace Bambi on Ice in January. And Southpaw saying, we need a striker and a centre back to make a real fight of it. Otherwise going to be a sad story. And that's all of them up to speed. Okay, so let's quickly run through the substitutions. Oh, God, this is going to... It was O'Brien first for Mangala, I want to say.
Please.
Ez, I'm going to have to come to you because God knows where he is. But yeah, O'Brien, what did you make of him in that second? He got about... He came on in the 63rd minute, so what did he get? Like 27 minutes or so?
Yeah. To be honest, didn't really notice him that much, so I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay, thanks, Ez.
Not saying he played badly, I'm just saying I personally didn't notice.
He didn't have much to do, but the game was pretty much gone by then.
Yeah. Have you guys switched names?
No, but he was leaving me pauses.
I agree. The game was done. He didn't offend me at all. 6. I think with the subs, we'll just kind of power through them.
Yeah.
Following on from that, it was Dennis came on. Did I even notice Dennis on the pitch?
Didn't notice him.
No, not at all.
Did he have a touch?
In fact, I'm going to have to go a 5 on him because he's in the position where you should notice him, and against that kind of opposition, and we didn't. And I love Dennis, I do. But
I'd agree. And a 5 is a default for a sub anyway.
It's kind of okay.
Yeah.
It
turned up.
Yeah, it turned up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump on. Chuck them in the chat, guys. We're just gonna power through these ones. The next one was Colback.
Same.
Yeah, same as. I'll give him a 0.
No, 5.
I'm joking.
He got a booking, but I think our booking was harsh, to be fair.
I'm joking. I think just a standard 5 for the sub. And then Surridge, well, what I would say with Surridge is he came on and did impact the game because that was a delicious chop he did.
I have got to say, I've got to interrupt because I've got to get this out quick. 10. Purely on that flick, it was unreal.
Was that a mic drop? That was a mic drop.
That was a mic.
It's actually dropped the line.
Ez, can we have a little more realism?
Yeah, a little bit more.
That's not fair.
Yeah, 9 points. Yeah, no, I think he did well. He did really well. Really great assist. Kind of play that we want from him, and I think that's what suits him better than being like Taiwo when you're trying to get in behind defenders. I think he holds up the ball better, and there's going to be games where we need a striker who can do that. Very reminiscent of Giroud in his prime, with his way he held up a ball and laid Brennan in for his second goal. I was really happy with that. Other than that, he didn't do much else, but that enough gives him a 7 out of 10.
I think he came on and impacted the game, and a good impact sub for me deserves a 7 out of 10. I'm seeing a few 7s and 8s in the chat for him, so I think the chat are agreeing on that. And then
I was getting a little bit facetious with the 10, but you get my point. That was sublime. That bit of skill was.
It was beautiful. It really was. And then the last one. I mean, we're not even going to bother Embassy. This was like in the when did he come on? 88th minute. It's just a normal one there.
5.
Okay, 2 more to do. Then we will go with on this one, Monsieur Cooper.
Hoops. Go on, mate.
We won 4-1. 8 out of 10.
Job done.
Yeah. You can't criticise when you win 4-1, can you?
Ez? Tactics right?
Probably a little less than that.
Hater.
No, not hater. 7.5 because, to be honest, it wasn't really a tough opposition. They didn't really threaten us, and even the equaliser didn't really push us off our momentum or change our gameplay or anything like that. The subs made a difference at the right times. He rested the right players, I believe, but he might be using in my new game going forward. So 7.5 out of 10 for me. Nothing spectacular, but nothing poor from him, to be honest. Today I was happy with him. And he looked actually quite fired up on the touchline a couple of occasions.
Yeah. He was a bit more animated, wasn't he? I think I'm gonna overrule and agree with Ez. I think 7.5. Solid performance. For me, to be honest, when we started the game, we all kind of said the team looked all right, didn't we? We had a number 9 there. Everyone was happy with how the team looked. I think a 7.5 is absolutely fine. Job done. We move on to focus on the more important game, which is going to be the Manchester United game on Tuesday. And then let's finish off with the man of the match. I've got a couple of candidates.
Yeah.
I personally, I feel like we have to give it to Jono. I'll make my case. His finish was sublime. He was running in behind using his pace. He should have had at least another penalty. He had those defenders on toast. And I feel a man of the match. Not that he ever watches it. Maybe he does. I don't know. just to tell him we are behind him and we love what he did tonight, and please just rinse and repeat it into the Premier League. That for me is my candidate. Guys in the chat, we'll read out your man of the matches. Sarah saying Cookie. We'll read them out, but my candidate I'm putting forward is Jono. Ez, who are you putting forward?
Yeah, I think my score reflects it. That's why I scored him that way. Just ahead of Taiwo and Lingard. Lingard was leading it for me until Brennan got his second goal, but his best performance of the season so far. Definitely looked back to the Brennan we saw last season. Let's hope he can translate that into Premier League form. That kind of performance against the Premier League team would have got him a 9.5, maybe a 10 out of 10, but 8.5, considering the opposition, is what I scored him. But that still made him the man of the match for me.
And is it your man, or you got someone else to name?
No, I'm happy to go with Brennan. I don't think anybody played better than he did.
Yeah.
And I think that, as I said before, it's so nice to see a little bit of the old Brennan back on display. Yeah. And I just hope he can carry that on into the Premier League, because if he can, he's a massive asset for us.
Yeah, huge. Let's see what the chat is saying. I'm seeing some funny comments in here, to say the very least. Man of the match. There's a lot of cooks in there. There's a lot of cooks in there. We got, where are we? Simon's saying a good Southgate 8, Blackburn better than you think. Yeah, Simon, that's their second string team, but we're not really taking that into account. We're judging the performance on the performance. Omar's giving it to Cook. Tommy's giving it to Cook. Southpaw saying, why no Hennessy? I don't know. Simon saying Lingard all day for him. Owen saying Jono. Dean saying Jono, man of the match. Peter saying Jono, hardworking young man. Sharky saying man of the match Lingard, Mr. Wolverine assist and a goal, and he's brilliant. And he is brilliant as he feels the love. Anyway, Southpaw saying Jono. Bobby's saying Wolverlings, man of the match. Scarpa saying Scarpa feeling betrayed by Wolverine, says Simon with the man of the match. Hey, you wait till Scarpa starts playing, man. He's getting man of the match every week. Owen's giving it to Jono. And I think we're up to date. Fantastic. All right. So that is the player ratings done. It's really nice to sit here and enjoy a 4-1 win. It feels like a while since we've had a nice, comfortable win where we can just relax and have a joke and discuss the players through with no real animosity on it, even though we still somehow find a way to argue. But yeah, closing thoughts from you boys, really.
Yeah, that was a thoroughly professional job. We did what was expected of it. Well, perhaps a little bit more. There were some promising performances by players that we wanted to see perform well. Obviously, bigger tests to come, and we're through to the next round. And I'm delighted. 4-1. What more can you say? Away from home. Glad for the fans that went up there.
Definitely.
Long way to go this time of the year. Credit to them.
Yeah.
And so that's about it, really.
Ez?
Yeah, I've got to echo those sentiments, to be honest. It was job well done. Good performance. Really happy for the away fans. I saw a comment from Mark earlier saying there was over 6,500 away fans.
Crazy.
That's unbelievable. And that's why our club is so different to everybody else, mate. In comparison to the bigger clubs, mate, there's no Premier League club that's taking 6,500 to Blackburn on a Wednesday night. No other Premier League club is doing that. I don't give a damn who you are. Even the biggest aren't doing that. So that just shows how much love there is for this club. And the fans are behind it. You know, they want... I don't know if I can't remember if we saw the Cooper fist pumps at the end. I don't know if anyone can add that in. But I think job well done. Through to the next round. Let's hope we get... I'd like a home tie. Whoever we get, I'd like a home tie. But quarterfinals of League Cup for first time in nearly 30 years is unbelievable, you know. So that is some going, and the club should be proud of it, the players should be proud of it. We did what we needed to do. Hopefully he's got something to think about now for the Man U game, but hopefully he already had in his mind what he was hoping to be putting out against that team. Let's hope we come out with no injuries going forward, and I'm happy with the performance. And
that's a good point. I don't think anyone came off injured, so that's a plus. I think, we enjoyed the result. We look forward to the Man U game. I'm happy with everything. I've still got a little worry about just defensively, still niggling away at me. I still think realistically we need a centre back, but nothing really too much to complain about tonight. It's been a solid performance.
Yeah, we have to take tonight in isolation, don't we? We can't.
Yeah.
It is a cup match, and we do play a different side in the cup. So,
and there's certainly going to be no change in that centre backs in terms of players coming in for the Man U game. So we're going to stick with what we've got, and let's just hope that any mistakes that are made aren't costly. But that is the fear, because he kind of showed it tonight. Worrall has got a little bit of a mistake in him, so we just have to hope for the best and hope that the midfield in front of them do enough to, like we did today, really restrict the opposition, because Blackburn didn't do too much in open play at all. So let's hope we can do a similar thing and keep Man U away from our goal as well.
Well, just one quick point, something I just thought of that we spoke about before the game, and that's no Henderson in goal.
Yeah.
So he's coming into the Man U match
cold.
Cold, really. Cold, yeah. Not having played a competitive match with any of the players in front of him.
That for me is probably the one black mark I'd put against Cooper for tonight. I think Hennessy could have come in and been fine. And I would have liked him just to stretch his legs out a little.
I don't think Henderson needed it. I mean, he played him in a Valencia game, and we thought that was probably to appease him.
Yeah.
But then he's played him in this game as well. So, I didn't understand the thinking.
Especially when Hennessy's played all the previous cup ties as well. So it's interesting. But maybe he's going to put him in for Man U and Chelsea.
I don't think that should be a consideration anyway. It's the football team that counts, not an individual.
You can't
say, I'm going to play you so I don't upset you. I mean,
no, but there is with keepers they do rotate them. Yeah, they do rotate.
I think the point Wolverine made there was he played him in the previous cup games. Why would you not play him in this cup game? I agree. I would have kept him as a cup goalkeeper anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean, normally managers do that, and you've seen him get to finals, and then
they'll switch over.
Changing goalkeeper, which definitely.
Well, let's see when we get to Wembley what happens. Cool. Yeah. All right, guys, we need 7 more of you to hit the like before we wrap up. That'd be fantastic. It'll take us straight to 100 likes. To summarize,
you've done it.
Yeah, that's the threat.
That's the threat.
To summarize, if you don't hit the like button, I'm going to bring these lot back in. But let us know in the comments, have you enjoyed having a multiverse different style of watch along and player ratings day? Have you enjoyed it being more than just myself? Let us know in the comments as always. I want to close by saying job well done, Forest. We move on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations. Since 1994, I believe we haven't been in there. The draw is on Thursday, so hopefully we can get a home tie. I don't really care who we get as long as it's at home. I don't really want to.
I was thinking the only tie that I'd really think, would be Man City away. Any other, I'm not too fussed.
I don't really want Man United, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd take them at home, mate, in a cup, because I don't think they take it seriously until they get to
the they do. That's their only silverware they can win. It's I just don't like playing them. I just can't stand them. But we've got all that to look forward to.
Just to say, if everybody did enjoy our little menage a trois tonight, we will do it again on the live stream if you want us for the Man U game. So if everybody, you can stick your comments in now or leave them in the comments afterwards if you want us to do a live watch along for the Man U game, mate.
And if you don't want us to, you got any criticism, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, well, no.
I want to hear the criticism. I love the criticism.
Positive and negative, it's all good.
Yeah. Just a quick reminder, don't forget, check the link out down below to get your free Amazon Prime. Make sure you do it. You got, we're 5-6 days away from the Man U game. Get that in, completely free for you to do. You can cancel at any time. We are on 100 likes. I can't thank you guys enough. It's lovely to be back. Can we just finish by saying what a joy it is to be back with the Forest family, with you guys in the chat who are the Forest family. It's so much fun doing these watch-alongs with you guys. I hope you've been entertained. I really do. And we'll be back in the build-up to the Man U game, which is now only 5 sleeps away. Wolverine versus Twist. I can't wait. 23 years in the making. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you all tomorrow. And sorry, just before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast as well, Grumpy Old Reds. It's in the description. Go listen to the episodes. At least go and give it a like and a follow. It takes us hours to do it, man. Episode 4 will be out sometime in the next day or two, so keep an eye out for that. No doubt there'll be a lot more arguing and bickering between the three of us. And if you remember from not this episode but the next one, we will start recording them live so you can listen in and hear all the crappy bloopers that go on in the background as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow, and come on you Reds.